The Triumph TR8 is an 8-cylinder version of the wedge-shaped Triumph Trail 7 sports car, designed by Harris Mann, and manufactured by British Leyland, through its JaguarTriumph division. Because of its outstanding performance, the TR8 was often dubbed the English Corvette. The majority of TR8s were sold in the United States and Canada. Background: a more powerful V8-engined version of the TR7 was planned in the early stages of the TR7's development, a prototype being produced in 1972. However, British Leyland's financial state, labour problems and lack of engines as MG and Range Rover had first priority delayed the project. By 1978 some 145 prototype cars were built with V8 engines. These anonymous TR8s were evaluated for British Leyland by various dealers and then sold off as used cars. Description: the TR8 did not use Triumph's own single overhead cam V8 as found in the Stag due to its weight and service record, but instead shared its Rover V8 engine with the Rover SD1. The engine itself was derived from an early 1960s Buick Oldsmobile all-aluminum V8 215 cubic inches that Rover acquired from General Motors in the mid-60s. History has shown this engine to be an extremely reliable, flexible, and robust power plant, especially after BL developed a better manufacturing process. TR8s were initially fitted with twin Zenith Stromberg carburetors. However, about 400 1980 models sold in California, all 1981 models of which only 352 were produced, including 20 cabbed cars for the UK market, and all 1982 models featured a Bosch L-Jetronic fuel injection system with a specially designed Lucas fuel injection computer. The carburetor model was rated at 133 bhp and the fuel injected at either 137 or possibly 148 bhp, delivering 0–60 mph times in the low 8 seconds. Other differences between the TR8 and TR7 are upgraded brakes, revised axle ratio, battery move to the trunk, alloy wheels, leather steering wheel and a few minor trim changes. Production Trail 8 coupes based on the original Harris Mann Trail 7 design made from 1978 to 1980 are quite rare. It is estimated that only about 400 TR8 coupes ever existed, this number from records kept by members of the North America-based Wedge Club, the Triumph Wedge Owners Association. To the roughly 150 pre-production coupes mentioned above, another 250 or so coupes were produced, some sold in Canada as 1979 models, but most ended up being held back and then finally sold in the US as 1980 models. In 1979, a long-awaited Michelotti redesigned TR7 drophead was introduced, and all subsequent production TR8s were convertibles. Total worldwide production, as best as can be determined throughout all the labor turmoil at the time, is only around 2750, give or take a handful. Other estimates exist. The German version of this page claims 2722 and cites the TR Register Austria as source. 2815 is the number quoted in an article from Classic and Sports Car, March 1986, and in William Kimberley's 1981 book as well. Both the TR7 and TR8 were made until October 1981 when production ceased. Very few genuine TR8s exist outside of the United States and Canada. In other countries the TR7 is often converted to a TR7 V8 with the same ubiquitous Buick Rover 3.5-litre V8 power plant used in original factory TR8s. In Australia a popular TR7 V8 conversion is to use the 4416cc version of this engine that had been developed for the Leyland P76. In North America, the TR8 originally sold for around $11,000. A current rough estimate of the number of these cars remaining taken from the Triumph Wedge Owners Association Registry of Unique Vans, current Triumph Wedge Owners Association membership records, the Worldwide Trail 7 TR8 Owners Club, and the TR Drivers Club UK is around 1,000 convertibles and 200 coupes. As of Q1 2011 there were approximately 17 licensed and 33 SORN Trail 8s registered with the DVLA. Out of these 50 cars, only 2 are automatic. Motorsport. Despite their low production numbers, TR8s have an interesting racing history. John Buffon successfully raced one as a rally car in the late 1970s. Bob Tullius of Group 44 fame dominated SCCA racing in 1979 and won, so much so that the SCCA added enough reward weight to the car that Tullius left Trans Am and successfully competed in IMSA GT instead. TR8S ran successfully in the SCCA's showroom stock series, being campaigned by Maury Doyle and Ted Schumacher. Schumacher had great success in the Playboy Escort Endurance Series with his car. Starting the last race of the year, Schumacher was fourth in the overall point standings when an accident ruined their chances. Nevertheless, Schumacher still ended up seventh in the manufacturer's points for that year, all with no official factory help. Presently, at least 3 cars are being run in SCCA's ITS class. Maury Doyle and his son Andy run their TR8S in the Midwest region. Jeff Young runs his Green Trail 8 in the Southeast Division with numerous regional race wins in the 2011 Southeast Division SARC ITS Championship, running against over 70 other drivers in Mazda RX-7S, Miatas, 240,280ZS, BMW 325s, Porsche 944s and Acura Integras. References. External links: North American-based, international club dedicated to all Triumph Trail 7s, TR8S, and variants, UK-based club dedicated to Triumph Trail 7, TR7 V8 and TR8s, internet-based club dedicated to Triumph Trail 7 and TR8s, UK-based non-commercial forum dedicated to the TR7, TR7 Sprint, and TR8 community, commercial forum dedicated to British vehicles, including the TR7 and TR8.